Welcome into a very breezy Washington Wellness Park for some Washington soccer action between the Demons and an out-of-conference matchup for them against the Mid-Prairie. This is the Fairway Meat and Grocery pregame show. Washington Demons Soccer presented by Washington County Hospital and Clinics, the top 20 critical access hospital in the nation. Like I mentioned, we're battling the breeze here in the broadcast setup, and the Demons and Golden Hawks will both be battling the breeze as it's blowing distinctly in one direction here as we take a look at the starting lineups for the Washington Demons. Two changes from the usual lineup. Coach Mason quickly runs Alexis on coming in defense for Ellie Farmer, and up front, Nelly Cuevas-Cruz scored recently against Fairfield a couple of games ago. Is in for Ashley Ramirez out there on the wings. A non-conference battle between the Golden Hawks and the Demons. We're underway here. These two teams have met previously just once last season. Have a couple of common opponents as well, though it's not a matchup in Southeast Conference play. They have played a few times. Mid-Prairie, in fact, has played Washington's upcoming opponent, West Liberty, which they'll play in just 6 days from now in the first round of the state playoffs. The Golden Hawks tied West Liberty 1-1. Washington, of course, hoping to fare better as they're forward here. Should be a fairly even battle. That one's played forward. Jossie Carter up front trying to collect it for Washington. How wide is Cuevas-Cruz, and an early shot is in! It looked like it was parried to the side netting, but it was poked into the net, and Cuevas-Cruz gets the Demons off to a flying start here. Well, it looked like it was going to be saved initially by Ruth Wittenhoff, who was guarding her near post there, but she couldn't parry it outside of the post, and it's in, and Washington off to a fast start. And a goal against the wind, it also must be said as well. Washington going into the wind in the first half. Mid-Prairie is the team with it. So outstanding for Washington to get things started when they're not going to have the wind. They're going to have to keep the ball on the ground for the most part in this first half before they get the wind at their backs. But that doesn't stop the Demons taking a 1-0 advantage here at home. This team fresh off a 4-0 win over Keokuk in their last game. Trying to end the regular season on a strong note. Obviously wrapped up Southeast Conference play, finished 4-6 in the league this year. Washington winning a free kick here. It's Angeline Anderson. You can see there that long ball for Luna Cuevas. She was able to initially get on it, but that wind is doing everything in its power to slow any balls in the air over the top. Here's Cuevas-Cruz, the goal scorer. That goal, her second of the season. Cuevas-Cruz, she's played a bunch more than the start of the season, has gotten the opportunity to start there on that left sort of attacking mid spot for the Demons. Mid-Prairie 4-8-3. They finished 2-4-3 in the River Valley Conference. 22 goals on the year, would rank 5th in the SEC, just behind Washington if they were to play in the same conference. The Demons 27 and 28 now on the season. Off to a really fast start here and keeping the ball in their final third and possessing it fairly well with this intense wind, supposed to die down. When I took a look at the forecast pregame, supposed to die down over the course of the game, which again will benefit the team going against or going into the wind, which is Mid-Prairie in this first half. But Washington, all the momentum early. Chance for Brooklyn Schneider to try and clear the danger. Only gets us as far as Maya Birdie, and now it's Anderson. Swings it out wide. Luna Cuevas cuts it back. Finds the feet of Anderson, tries to take it on the volley. It's lofting toward goal. It had to be tipped down and collected in the end. That volley from Anderson got the benefit of the win there. Sort of held up right in front of Wittenhoff's goal. You can see her punt goes all the way to Allie Medley, who's back in net for the first time in 2 games. Kate Flannery put in 2 really nice performances against Fort Madison and Keokuk in the last 2 games for Washington. Potentially see her in the field. Her and Medley have rotated a little bit in net this season, and the other has played the field. Jossie Carter battling through a couple opponents, gets it out wide. Here's Cuevas, leads Washington in assists this year. Anderson plays it back for Cuevas, who tries to cross it early. It gets to the 6-yard box. It goes all the way through to Cuevas. Cruz, it's off the crossbar. Nearly a second for Nelly Cuevas Cruz there. She's got it back out wide. Here jockeying with Schneider. Anderson. Maya Birdie in midfield. Her and Anderson do very well in the rolls. That one's poked through. Be out for a goal kick. So goal kick for Withoff. Chance for her to kind of catch her breath. When these 2 teams met last season, she was in net for Mid-Prairie. They've rotated between 2 keepers this year. But in that matchup last year, Washington took down Mid-Prairie 3-2. Withoff 22 saves in that game and has looked just as busy. In the rematch 1 year later, as Isabel Murphy clatters that time into Meadow Flynn. It'll be a free kick and the first real chance of the game here for the Golden Hawks. With that win, those long balls are going to be there in the first half for Mid-Prairie. But that does make it so that if you are shooting, which they have a chance to do here off this free kick, you have to almost shoot with half or 3/4 of the power you'd normally hit it with from whatever range. So you're going to get help from the wind. It's Lydia Beachy here on it. It's hit toward Medley. She collects it. Beachy swung that one toward her near post, but no trouble in the end for Allie Medley. But her punt just gets hung up in the wind, and now Washington have to clear the danger again, and it falls to the feet here. It's shot and it's in! Zoe Curtis right on it for the Golden Hawks, and we are tied 1-1. And there was the wind in full effect. Medley's punt held up right away, barely made it out of the box, and Curtis able to pounce on it, gets her first goal of the year, and the first for Mid-Prairie here in this one. Ball bounced up. Izzy Murphy tried to head it clear and just couldn't quite manage it. Fell to Curtis's feet. She fires it home. So we're all square here. An eventful opening 8 minutes between the Demons and Golden Hawks. Final game of the regular season for Washington. Can they find a response against the wind? Jossie Carter plays that on the ground forward for Cuevas. Carter. It's one back by Beachy wearing the captain's armband for Mid-Prairie. PG trying to loft it forward, and it's going to be so critical for Washington, as evidenced by that last goal. They're going to have to deal with those bouncing balls, the long balls that come their way. This defense has played really, really well the last 2 games, only allowed 1 goal combined. And that came against a Fort Madison team that was leading the Southeast Conference in scoring. They blanked Keokuk 4-0, held on to a clean sheet in that one. But the Golden Hawks have already managed to put one past Allie Medley. Ball one back. Murphy has to deal with that one. Izzy Murphy charging forward from her defensive spot. This is a great run by Murphy. Long ball a bit too much in the end, but impressive running there from the experienced center back for Washington. Started every single game this year. Just a junior as well. Will be the anchor of this team for another season. Maya Birdie. Maya Murphy turns, plays a nice ball. It's cut off, though well that time. Kyla Kearns, the senior defender. Talk about Murphy's experience. Kearns has just as much. Seniors started every game for Mid-Prairie. She will be busy today as Washington looks to get it forward. Here's Luna Cuevas. Looking for an early cross. Instead tried to find Carter short, but it's poked out for a throw. Still with Washington. 10 minutes played here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, home of Washington Demons soccer. Tied at 1. Angeline Anderson tries for an early ball. Blocked by Kearns. Anderson tries again, and it's poked out for the first corner of the game for Washington. This Demons team, 3rd in the SEC. This is their 50th corner on the year. Anderson, as usual, over to take it. How will she play this with the wind? In swinging corner. It's a good one. It falls to the feet of Murphy. Anderson tries to reload. Here is Murphy. Still not dealt with in the box. Murphy trying to get a foot on it. And poked out. It'll be another corner. Anderson will go again. Boy, Murphy had a golden opportunity there on the second ball. No one near for a half a second. Just couldn't quite poke one toward the net of Withoff. That one swung toward the back post. Poked clear. That one perhaps caught the wind, and you can see it running all the way past midfield. You heard Coach Truman Shetler there for Mid-Prairie just saying, let it run, let it run. In the first half, that's going to be the game plan. These two team strategies are probably going to differ wildly when they switch ends. But Mid-Prairie trying to take advantage of having the wind at their backs first. Foul throw. Washington will get it back. Alexis On taking the throw in at left back for Washington. Murphy, bit of a dangerous touch there, and Mid-Prairie trying to lump it forward into the 18-yard box, but no one there. Medley collecting that one. 42 saves on the year coming into this game. Had 53 in 2024 last season. As I mentioned, missed a couple games for Washington. Trying to do her best to deal with a Mid-Prairie attempted onslaught forward in this first half. Maya Brody turns. On will have another throw here on the left wing. Mid-Prairie scored 30 goals as a team last year, obviously up to 23 here this season. They lost 17 of those goals, 14 of which came from their star Elise Gingrich, who transferred after last season, so they've missed her this year. A little bit of a down year for the Golden Hawks, but showed their goal-scoring prowess early in this game. They get a throw here. These two teams, though they're not in the same conference, have met plenty of times. It's actually Mid-Prairie with an 11-4 all-time advantage. Here's Brooklyn Schneider trying to skip down the left-hand side. Anderson gets it back for Washington. Nice ball forward for Cuevas. Has some space to run into here. Luna Cuevas. Plays it back forward. Murphy, that one rolled over her foot. Challenges and wins it back, though. You see Mid-Prairie just trying to pump those balls forward and give their strikers a chance to run onto some of them with the wind at their backs, and Washington again has to just be so disciplined when dealing with those. It's going to take weird bounces, and some passes are going to have some weird spins on them with the wind aiding them. But obviously Mason Quigley trusting his center back pairing, got Anamata back there with Murphy. Washington has done a good job in the last two games of establishing kind of their defensive shape. They don't play with it in the back. When they get it back in possession, they'll opt to clear it out of bounds and just drop numbers back and get set up rather than try and get organized while the ball's still in play. They don't often play it back to their goalkeeper too much, which is a strategy that can work against you and for you at times, especially in a game where you're trying to establish possession. Here's Anderson. Trying to find Cuevas. Gets it back. Does find Cuevas on the ground that time. Luna Cuevas. Driving forward. Tries the early ball. It's toward the back post. Players there. Second effort. No, it was Ashley Ramirez at the far post in for Cuevas Cruz. Really nice ball there in for Luna Cuevas. As I mentioned, leading this Demons team with 6 assists on the year. That's 9th in the SEC. She's had a couple of chances to space and get wide. Has received some good service from Anderson, who plays deeper in midfield. That's a good ball there. And Ashley Ramirez, who's in to the game, like I mentioned, for Cuevas Cruz. Ramirez has started a fair bit herself, played in every game. 3 goals on the year for her. Chance nearly to add to the 4th, but off the woodwork for Washington. Ellie Farmer into the game for the Demons. Zoli Aranda Toronez in as well. Farmer's first action of the game. Try to win that ball off of played out wide. Here's Schneider. Back for Gabby Gino into the game. The sophomore forward for Mid-Prairie. Anderson wins it back though. That ball hanging as she tried to play it forward for Murphy. Luna Cuevas trying to bring this one down. Has some time. Washington just looking to maybe possessed it a little bit, but ball too far to be out for a Mid-Prairie throw. Some more subs will come in for the Golden Hawks. A very deep Mid-Prairie team. Had 20-plus players all make appearances this season and plenty of regular contributors as well. As I mentioned, lost a considerable amount of scoring from one player this season, but have tried to make up for it with some depth this year. It's been some struggles for them at 4-8-3 on the year, but played well with Washington as we near the 21 minutes remaining here in the first half. You see the wind just taking a hold of that ball and sending it basically backwards. Washington having to weather the storm. It helps that they got a goal against the run of play in the first few minutes. Meadow Flynn taking this throw. She leads this Golden Hawks team in scoring. 8 goals on the year for her. Here is Flynn. Trying to poke that one forward. Murphy gets to it first. Izzy Murphy smartly keeps it on the ground and finds Ramirez. Farmer. One back chance to break forward here. Mid-Prairie. Nice tracking that time by Anamata. Maya Murphy tries to turn quickly. Gets it forward to Cuevas. Jossie Carter tried to turn upfield. Still with it here. Finds Luna Cuevas. Tries to cut back. Anderson now. Carter. Can she get around a defender? She can. Jossie Carter with a bit of space here down this right-hand side. Murphy up for it. Ramirez there as well. She plays it back for Anderson. Tries to hook in an early cross. Chance to clear now. Up to these two strikers. Forward here, Zoe Curtis. Nice ball forward, looking for Flynn. Murphy there as well. Gets to it first. Flynn right there with her. Ball still kept in play. Izzy Murphy recognized it first and hooked it clear. That ball was handled. It'll be a Washington free kick. So Anderson, again, in free kicks in this area, it'll be interesting to see if, as Anamata actually tracks over to take it, it'll be interesting if she just elects to go short with it, keep it on the ground, and not try to work against the wind. That did look like the attempt. It was cut off, though. Farmer. Ramirez. Taken off the ball that time by Adrienne Blauvelt. Playing out wide. Junior defender. Throw for Washington. A little bit after a couple of early goals for both teams. Washington got off to a really, really good start. Mid-Prairie finding an answer. These two teams very evenly matched this year. A lot of similar numbers. Many of Mid-Prairie's kind of offensive and defensive numbers, for that matter, would line up just slightly above or even with Washington if they were to play in the SEC. Two teams, of course, with plenty of familiarity, despite being in different conferences, met just last season. Carter tried to slide it forward to Murphy, was blocked. Here's Angeline Anderson. Cuevas out wide. Cuts right. Cuts it back, looks for a teammate. Can't find one. It'll be poked clear, only as far as Anderson, though. Chance to reload quickly for Washington. Cuevas with a little bit more space. Can she find a teammate? Plays it in. Blocked well that time by the Hawks. But Cuevas on it again here. Has had plenty of opportunities to get some crosses in on this right-hand side for Washington. Ball clipped toward net. It's not handled. Still down here. Murphy plays it back. Poked out wide by Terronez. Farmer, can they get it back in the box, the Demons? Terronez still with it here, but eventually poked upfield. Murphy has some time. Izzy Murphy out wide for Cuevas, but cuts in front. Nice one, trying to play a 1-2 with Anderson. Just booted clear. No nonsense that time by Kearns. Ball still in play. You can hear Coach Truman Shelter just saying, step up. Wants his team to get forward and put some pressure on this Washington backline when they have the wind helping him out. Ball slid forward. Flynn tries to turn. It's cut off by Farmer. A couple subs set to come in for Washington. One as well for Mid-Prairie. Cuevas Cruz will make her way back in. Maya Brody back into the game as well for Washington. But it's a Mid-Prairie throw. They're bringing up a few numbers here. 4 forward. As again, we're Washington's defensive organization, which has been in strong form, will have to continue here. Ball thrown into the box. It was a good throw. Potential danger there, but couldn't be taken down or settled really that time by Zoe Curtis. Instead rolled all the way to Medley. But again, when she tries to go long, ball's just hanging in the wind. Medley can get an attack started with her foot as skilled punter and good on goal kicks to get Washington sprung forward. We saw Keokuk really struggle with that, which allowed Washington to beat them handily. Here's Nelly Cuevas Cruz bursting forward. She's tripped up that time, and a free kick here for Washington. Kearns back there trying to take the ball off her. Tripped Cuevas Cruz on the way through. So a chance here for Anderson. Can she maybe loft one toward goal? Or at least for a teammate. Murphy's up there. Isn't marked currently. Kind of has the inside track on her defender. Anderson swings that toward the far post. Murphy is there. Gets ahead to it, but not the header she was looking for, and collected in the end by Whithoft. Whithoft hasn't played as much as Nivea Helmuth this season. But like I mentioned, they've rotated between the two of them. But Helmuth not available for this game, so it is Whithoff who Washington will be familiar with from their matchup last season. As I mentioned, those 22 saves for her in that game a year ago. And she put in a similar performance to help the Golden Hawks. Ramirez trying to charge forward, one back by Mid-Prairie. Anderson back on it for Washington. Nice turn there. Finds Cuevas Cruz, who's on this right-hand side now. Cuts it back. Can recycle 3 Golden Hawks around her. Jockeying with Kearns. Cuevas Cruz wins it. Trying to play it into the box. Out for it is Whithoff, but it's poked out for a corner. Oh, and ref gave a goal kick instead. That most certainly went last off of the Mid-Prairie defender, but assistant over on that far side on that near side didn't see it, so a gift there for the Golden Hawks. They'll get a goal kick. Anderson tries to settle it. It'll roll through to Murphy, who any time in possession she gets, she'll appreciate, given how fast the through balls have come through toward her. Jasmine Pasquale into the game at that right back spot. Anderson tries to go long. It's hooked out. Throw for Washington. Pascal challenged hard that time and ruled last touched off Washington, so it will be a Mid-Prairie throw here. Chance for the Golden Hawks to try and get forward. Instead, a foul there called that time on a Townsend. A free kick back to Washington. 1-1, ticking toward 10 minutes left in this first half. And if the Demons can get a goal, it would feel like a real advantage, given they'll have the wind in the second half. That ball hooked clear. Foul throw. Back to Washington as Jossie Carter comes back in for the Demons. Maya Broody, chance to turn. Just to hook it with the outside of her foot there, and with a little assist from the wind, ends up hooking backwards. Alexis on, also in for Washington. Takes her spot back at right back. Broody challenging with Ellie Callahan. Washington trying to keep it in their final third here. Cuevas Cruz couldn't get a touch to that one. Still gets to it. Trying to play the 1-2 and does that time with Anderson. Cuevas Cruz an early cross, and it's blocked out for another corner. So a third here as Luna Cuevas is going to sub back in. She'll take Ashley Ramirez out. So we'll see if Luna Cuevas and Nelly Cuevas Cruz choose to stick to their sides. They start on an opposite side to start the game with Cuevas on the left, or on the right, Cuevas Cruz on the left. Anderson's corner into the 6-yard box. It hit off of Cuevas Cruz, but couldn't be redirected into the net. Instead, into the hands of Whithoft. Anna Mata again are on it now. Broody a challenge there and was pushed off. That time, I believe it was Curtis committing the foul there for Mid-Prairie. Excuse me, it was Anna Townsend, her second foul of the game. Another Washington free kick right near midfield. They do like to play it short. Ellie Farmer gets around one defender, plays it forward. Luna Cuevas here. Cuevas trying to cut inside. Farmer. Anderson with some space. Taking her usual look out to the wing. That one was blocked though. Anderson wins it back. Gets forward to Cuevas Cruz. Cuts it back. Still Cuevas Cruz. Carter coming for it. Clatters into a defender. Still with Carter. Jossie Carter trying to get a shot off. Maya Murphy there, and so is Whithoft. And in the end, the goalkeeper wins out. Nice work there by Carter to keep the play alive. Hard challenge there with Ellie Callahan in defense for Mid-Prairie, and you can see the Golden Hawks just immediately able to get forward with how far they can send these punts and clearances from defense. That one out for a goal kick, though. As Ellie Farmer will take a break, Peggy Miller back into the game for Washington. See a couple defenders and even the midfielders like Anderson and Broody dropping back to just provide some support to play that goal kick on the ground, but it's one back by Mid-Prairie. Ball clipped forward, only to Medley. Medley again just trying to send that long ball, but very difficult to get it even near half field against the wind. Carter settled that one well. It's cleared back up the field, though. And a throw for Mid-Prairie. Can they get some numbers forward? Taking toward 5 minutes remaining here between the Demons and Golden Hawks on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. 1-1 between these two teams. Both goals coming within the first 8 minutes. It's been a bit of a stalemate since. More of the chances have come for Washington. They feel more likely to get the goal, which will benefit Mason Quigley's side in terms of momentum heading into the second half. That's a really good ball forward by Maya Murphy. Nelly Cuevas Cruz scored the first for Washington. Trying to get forward here. Good challenge by Kearns. She just hooks that one clear. Really nice ball there by Maya Murphy. Anderson with some time. Tries to hook across in early, but Whithoff will collect that one. But again, a cross like that is going to work out a lot better for Washington in the second half. Anderson has very nearly found the header, the feet of Maya Murphy up there for the Demons. She got her head on one on a corner, just didn't quite control it enough to really have a challenging header for Whithoff. But here's Cuevas Cruz, tries to cut back between a couple defenders. It falls for Carter. Jossie Carter driving toward the byline. It's poked out, another corner for the Demons. I believe they're fourth of the game, if I miscounted. They have had far more opportunities off of set pieces than Mid-Prairie. Anderson, an outswinger here. I believe all the corners have come from the right-hand side as well. Anderson, talented set-piece taker. Lofts that one toward the far post, but it's over the back of the net. Not every corner can be a perfect one. So a lot more difficult of a skill than it looks. It's why having a set-piece specialist is really beneficial for any team, because it can provide such a nice avenue to score, but also very difficult with timing and power and how you hit the ball, where you hit the ball. All those have to be kind of considered in order to play it accurately into a teammate. Mid-Prairie trying to get some numbers forward, cleared away by Anamata. Settle down here. It's a nice ball forward. A chance for Mid-Prairie. The shot comes in, and Medley will collect it. That was a good ball forward there by Zoe Curtis. Finding her teammate Meadow Flynn. 8 goals on the year for her. Leads this Golden Hawks team. Will be the most dangerous player to watch going forward. It's Mid-Prairie trying to find a second goal here to maybe take a lead themselves into halftime, but coming forward now is Luna Cuevas. Settled for Maya Murphy. Nice switch there to find Cuevas Cruz. Has some time. Carter in front of her. Cuevas Cruz cuts between a couple defenders. Looks up. Tries to find the feet of Murphy. Anderson Pokes that one out to the left-hand side. Luna Cuevas jockeying for it. Back for Anderson. Picks her head up. Really good ball in. Can Cuevas Cruz get to that one first? She can. It's blocked out for another corner. Last chance of the game probably here for Washington with less than 90 seconds remaining in the first half. Anderson jogs over to take it. Plenty of numbers forward. Carter near the top of the box. So is Cuevas Cruz. See Maya Murphy right near that penalty spot. Outswinging corner for Anderson. Driven low. Bouncing through a couple defenders. And in the end, through everybody. Able to be hooked clear. The minutes ago, Mata being challenged from behind by Flynn, who wins it back, but that means no one's forward there for Mid-Prairie, and Izzy Murphy can take her time to play a ball forward. .40 seconds to play. Mid-Prairie trying to bring it forward here. It's cut off again by Anna Mata. Well done that time, but just hooked back in. Murphy clears it again, and under 30 seconds remaining. It's looking like both teams will go into the break tied at 1. A chance to regroup after an eventful first 8 minutes. Sees these teams all square heading into halftime. So the Demons will have the wind at their back. They had the better of the two chances. Can that yield a goal for them in the second half? Really good first half of action here between the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks and the Washington Demons. We'll kick it to a quick break here before we get to the halftime show. You're listening to Washington Demons Soccer here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network.
Kick it with Fairway all soccer season long with all the spring deals and variety you're looking for. Stay in the game with all the fresh deals and snacks to fuel your championship season. Make Fairway your home field advantage. Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page. Here at The Morning Breath, we start every morning with style and grace. Engaging you with thoughtful and critically thinking topics to start your day.
Did you know that Pop-Tarts are like horrible for you?
While always maintaining a professional and family-friendly environment.
John, you're no longer a virgin.
Oh, and all the other stuff.
Flowers. Yes, straight in the butt. We talk on all over the world.
Out of
There's another word for that. Peter, what do we call that? Cold.
It is cold. It's going to get
weekdays at 7:15, only on the Southeast Iowa Video Network Facebook and YouTube page.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation. Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
breaking news.
Are you looking for a sports show with intensity?
And we'll see you in court, Mark Cuban, you broke bum.
Are you looking for a sports show with passion?
Moment of silence for the name Wells Fargo Arena.
And are you looking for a sports show with whatever this is?
And today we are counting down Justin Bieber's top 10 girlfriends. That's right.
Make sure to check out Andy and Hunter every Thursday on Prep Sports Plus, breaking down all the high school sports from across the Southeast Iowa region, talking about all your favorite schools such as Washington, Mount Pleasant, Fairfield, Waco, Winfield Mount Union, Pekin, and so much more. Make sure to check out Prep Sports Plus every Thursday at noon on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page.
Hey, this is Matthew Roeder, owner of Roeder Epoxy. I'm excited for the opportunity to help you turn your ordinary floors into extraordinary floors. Garages, basements, patios, offices, I'm ready to go to work for you. Roeder Epoxy and online at roederepoxy.com.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
Hills Bank is a bank of people
who are willing to go the extra mile.
We find sincere ways to connect with those we serve.
Hills Bank is banking on human connections.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation, Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back to Washington Wellness Park, where it was an eventful and breezy first half, and particularly the first 8 minutes between the Washington Demons and the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. This is the Roeder Epoxy halftime show, where it is knotted at 1 in the final regular season game for the Washington girls soccer team. So they look to take down Mid-Prairie. It was a fun first 8 minutes. It was Nelly Cuevas Cruz who got the scoring started in the second minute, and just 6 later, Zoe Curtis got her first goal of the season for Mid-Prairie to tie the scoreline. It was a bit of a stalemate ever since. Washington, a really impressive first half offensively, considering they were going into the wind rather in those first 40 minutes. So should be able to benefit Mason Quigley's side. Well, I'm sure be giving a lot of encouraging words to his attack and his team overall to try and get another goal quickly with the wind at their back here now. And you know, it feels like a broken record, but you really can't overstate it given how breezy the conditions are and how much they are going to influence the game. So it should be an exciting second half. Mid-Prairie took advantage of their goal after sort of a miscue. It was a goal kick by Allie Medley that just hung in the air, swung back. It wasn't headed away by Izzy Murphy, and they were able to get on it and punch one in and get an equalizer. But they will have to create a little bit more than they did in the first half. It was 4 corners to 0 in the first half in favor of Washington. Mid-Prairie just didn't have an answer, and Washington, of course, looking to replicate the result potentially that they got a year ago. They played Mid-Prairie just last season. They won that game 3-2 on the road. It was the Hawks senior night, in fact, and a couple of players who were gone, including Audrey Anderson and Angelique Murillo Hernandez, scored in that game. Allie Medley did play in goal. So too did Kate Flannery. They actually split time, and it was a couple of goal scorers for Mid-Prairie. Zoe Curtis scored in that game as well, so becoming familiar with Washington and putting one in the back of the net against the Demons. Curtis, and she got involved in the scoring. Will have to be plenty involved going forward. There were some promising attacks for Mid-Prairie. Meadow Flynn, the leading scorer for the Golden Hawks, got forward a couple times, had a really nice ball in toward Curtis that almost set her up for a potential Golden Hawks second, but they will have to find a little bit more attack, and Washington can take a lot of really good momentum into the second half with the wind at their back. We'll send it to one more quick break before coming back to the second half here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. It is 1-1 between the Demons and Golden Hawks. Welcome back to Washington Wellness Park, getting set for the second half of action between the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks and the Washington Demons. The Demons looking to end their regular season on a high note. Tied at 1, and with the wind at their back, looking like they can hunt for a second with after some really strong offensive momentum through the first 40 minutes. But Mid-Prairie looking to play spoiler, potentially knock Coach Mason Quigley's side to under 500 to end the year overall. 7-7 coming into this game. Washington finished 4-6 in Southeast Conference play. Good for 4th place in the league. A league that was led by Burlington and Fort Madison, 2 teams that were just on it all year long. Mount Pleasant had a good season in the SEC as well, but Washington had some really bright moments. Finished the league play on a high note with a win over Keokuk 4-0. In their last game, Anna Mata scored in that one from the penalty spot. Angeline Anderson, a goal. Maya Murphy and Jossie Carter on the score sheet as well. Can a couple of them potentially get one in the second half for Washington? It was Nelly Cuevas Cruz who got the goal in just 2 minutes for the Demons, who attacked against the wind and got things started quickly before Mid-Prairie found an equalizer just 6 minutes later. Both teams sort of in a stalemate, a bit of a stalemate. It was Washington that had a considerable amount of chances still in that first half, which should bode well for them. But that also can't mean they can get lazy in attack or in possession just because they know they have a little bit of the benefit of the wind. Have to still find the right passes. There was some really nice 1-2 play, particularly between Angeline Anderson and Luna Cuevas in the first half. Cuevas playing on that right-hand side of sort of the attacking trio that Washington deploys, who sit kind of behind striker Maya Murphy. Anderson plays even deeper than that. Sort of that central defensive mid-role. Has to be running up and down the pitch, working in defense and attack. She wins an early corner here, 5th of the game for Washington. And an outswinger for Anderson. Had plenty of these in the first half. This one lofted toward the penalty spot, has to be dealt with. Cuevas Cruz tries to bring it down, and it's a second for Nelly Cuevas Cruz. And the Demons strike early in the second half, just as they did in the first, and take a 2-1 advantage. It was a really nice corner from Anderson. Couple of bodies around it for Mid-Prairie, but couldn't bring it down. And Cuevas Cruz gets her second of the game. And that was the goal Washington frankly needed. So the Demons getting things started early, just as they did in the first half. Can that momentum just be carried? Another goal would put things in relatively comfortable position, given how much more offense that Washington's been able to create compared to Mid-Prairie. But they can't get complacent defensively either. The Hawks certainly with some capable goal scorers, led of course by Meadow Flynn, wearing that number 10 shirt, playing up front for Mid-Prairie. 8 goals on the year for her. That would be the most on Washington coming into the game. Angeline Anderson has 7. But it is the Demons, and it's Nelly Cuevas Cruz, who has just been awesome in the last few games for Washington. Had a slower start to the year, didn't play as much, wasn't as in the fold to begin the season, but has shown her talents. It's down the stretch. 3 goals in the last few games, 2 here today. Scored a couple games ago against Fairfield in a 4-1 win for Washington. That was 3 games ago. Back on the ball here. Maya Brody trying to control it, just drops it back for Peggy Miller. Plays it forward for Nelly Cuevas Cruz, who turns it up the wing well. Cuts it back. Trying to pick out a teammate. Really nice ball forward, or into the middle rather, for Angeline Anderson, who keeps the switch on. Early cross goes past and it trickles all the way in. Oh my goodness. An unlikely goal for Luna Cuevas. And an assist for the win that time. It looked like an attempted cross, and it just went across the goal of Ruth Whithofton all the way off the left post and in. Washington and Luna Cuevas will take it however they can get it, and it is 3-1 Demons. And if I hadn't mentioned it enough, the wind is a factor here today and helps the Demons get on the score sheet for a 3rd time. And I think they'll feel really comfortable, Washington. Well, Mason Quigley won't tell them to feel comfortable, of course, but they will feel comfortable here in this game with the lead, the chances they've been able to create. And for Luna Cuevas, the name of the game for her has been an assist, and frankly, that could have been one if Maya Murphy had been able to get a foot on it and tap it home. But for Luna Cuevas, her first goal of the season. Junior midfielder has been very busy on that right-hand side. Played a little bit on the left as well this game. Washington in command. Free kick, and here is Flynn trying to go through a couple defenders. Out wide, Avery Helmuth. Peggy Miller has to deal with this one. Or, excuse me, Alexis On over there on the right-hand side of defense for Washington. That ball poked out wide, and here's the first corner of the game for Mid-Prairie. Can they have a quick answer? Down 2 goals, getting one back as quick as possible can still make this game very interesting. Only 5 minutes in. In swinger, it's the or outswinger, excuse me, for Kearns, the captain. Plays in defense for Mid-Prairie, but swings a corner in toward the penalty spot. Ball bouncing along, Cravis Cruz there. And now Carter can maybe counter for Washington. Taken off it, though. That one booted off of the shin of On there, and she handled it that time, so it'll be a free kick now for Mid-Prairie. Out of conference opponent. They come from the River Valley, but in Washington County, so two teams very familiar. Since 2011, Mid-Prairie has actually beaten Washington 11 times. 11-4 they lead in the series since then. But Washington would make it 2 in a row here after winning 3-2 last season if they can hold on to their advantage at home today. Medley, and here she can finally go long. Struggled to get the ball off of her foot going against the wind in the first half. Carter touched a bit too strong and cleared out, but it'll be a Washington throw. Luna Cuevas tries to play it forward. It's poked out of play. Another corner for Washington. 6th of the game here. So Ashley Ramirez will come back in. Luna Cuevas will take a break. I think it's safe to say a strong shift for her to start the second half. Outswinger here for Anderson. Can they get another goal off a corner here? Ball flicked still in the box here. Anderson will try again with a throw. Maya Broody trying to carry it toward the top of the box. Still with it here, Broody. Cuevas Cruz tried to dance around a defender. Taken off it there, though, by Helmuth. Cuevas Cruz. Nodded forward by Broody. Anamata trying to play in. Cuevas Cruz too strong. And you can heard Coach Mason Quigley just say to Mata there, play with 50% less than she normally does. So you have to account for with the wind at your back. Any long ball forward's going to carry a lot more. Anderson still on it for Washington. Finds Carter. Carter cuts around a defender. One back, though, that time well by Mid-Prairie. Samantha Wunderlich there. Just a sophomore, but has started every game for Mid-Prairie. Scored a goal as a freshman from defense last year. Long ball hits off the hand of Murphy. It'll be a free kick in a defensive position for the Golden Hawks. Ten minutes, just under that, played so far in the second half. 2 goals already for Washington. The Demons trying to take some momentum into the playoffs. They will play West Liberty in just 6 days' time here at Washington Wellness Park, earning a home game to start the postseason as the ref blows up for a foul there. Washington, like I mentioned, to face West Liberty in the playoffs, so any momentum they gain here today will be super nice to take. And certainly for Mason Quigley, I think the scoring in the first 5 minutes of halves is a really nice momentum, nice thing to take forward, some nice momentum for them. If they can start games like that in the postseason, Washington could be really dangerous. They've looked good protecting leads and playing in close games Angeline Anderson not taking this corner. It's Ashley Ramirez this time. She lost that one toward Murphy. It's knotted down, but collected in the end by Whithoft. Poorly taken punt there by Whithoft, and Broody wins her side a free kick, and going into the book that time is Anna Townsend. She committed a couple fouls in this one, and the ref finally giving her a yellow here for that one. So free kick. See how Washington chooses to play this. Given the win, maybe one that Anderson tries to strike. It is a long, long way out, though. Saw, of course, Fort Madison score a heartbreaker from a similar range a couple of games ago against Washington. Maybe Anderson can do the same here. Anderson does loft it toward goal, and it's in! Angeline Anderson makes it 4-1 Demons. And the junior has been all over the pitch offensively for Washington, gets a deserved goal for herself, her 8th of the year, and Washington in full control here in the second half with their 3rd of the period and 4th of the game. Washington able to just pump it right back into the box. So in a similar way to that Fort Madison goals, that's a giveaway here. Cuevas Cruz can get on it. And in a similar way to that Fort Madison goal that hurt Washington deeply, they're able to score a similar one themselves here. And are cruising in the second half. Mid-Prairie trying to find any sort of answer. Just trying to get Flynn involved, but she's got a couple of defenders around here pretty much every time she's had the opportunity to pick it up. Anderson wins it back for Washington. Has some time to pick her head up and find a winger out wide. And you think with the wind, a player like Angeline Anderson, who's really accurate passer, is going to have a field day here with some of these long balls. Nice challenge there by Mata. Anderson there again. Tries to play it early. It's cut off. Ball brought down. Miller challenged by Flynn. Ref letting him play on. Murphy can't quite put it all the way in there. And chance again to go forward here for Mid-Prairie. Couple of subs, a goalkeeper change as well coming for Mid-Prairie. Couple of subs for Washington as well. Luna Cuevas back in. Terronez back in as well for the Demons. Here's Luna Cuevas, and now on this left-hand side for the Demons, Nelly Cuevas Cruz taking a break. After scoring herself in the second half, it's been 3 goals already for Washington here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. The Demons cruising right now against Mid-Prairie. Terronez able to find the feet of Maya Murphy. Touch a bit too strong, but it dribbles out here for Ashley Ramirez. Chelsea Carter tries to turn one defender. Murphy trying to pick her head up and hit one. It's touched away that time by Mid-Prairie. Anderson. Nice ball there for Murphy. Can she turn? Does, and tries to find Cuevas. Terronez lobs that one in the box. That can be dangerous. Looks forward, and caught comfortably in the end. Miss hit ball there. Will give a throw to Washington. Here's Anderson. Another throw for the Demons. Miller's throw. Here's Ellie Farmer. And Torona has committed a foul, or excuse me, was fouled. It's going to be a free kick there for Washington. That ball lofted in toward net. It's not dealt with and still loose there, and in the end poked out for a goal kick. Another dangerous free kick opportunity there for Washington. Mid-Prairie, can they counter potentially off of this against the wind? And that was a shot taken, and Jasmine Pascal went down, got right back on her feet quickly. She took a hard hit in the first half too, is going to have some battle scars from today's game, but gives a thumbs up to the bench. I can speak from a bit of experience. Taking a ball to the face like that is not a good feeling. So it'll be a drop ball back into play here with Ramirez. Long ball has to be dealt with. Ellie Farmer sort of playing up front. A little bit of a position change for her. Normally plays on a wing back position for Washington. Looks like she's playing kind of that central striker role with Maya Murphy taking a shift on the bench. Maybe Ellie Farmer tries to turn, makes it a nice turn there. Farmer doesn't have a goal to her name this season. What a chance to add one in the regular season finale. Here's Jossie Carter. Tries to turn with it. Miller. Luna Cuevas. Anderson, good possession here for Washington. Anderson tries the long ball. It's cut off. Ball play forward. Nice turn that time by Brooklyn Schneider. Mata makes a good recovery, though. Ashley Ramirez skipping past one. Trying to spring a Washington attack forward. Plays it into Farmer. Ball still in the box here. Farmer can't quite reach that one. Ellie Farmer started nearly every game for Washington this season. Made just one last year. Has grown a lot as a sophomore in this program. One for the future for sure for Coach Mason Quigley and company. That one booted clear that time by Gwen Wunderlich. Ball launched clear, and we'll say Mid-Prairie has gotten settled a little bit more as this half's gone on, but it was just such an explosive start for Washington. They were able to take advantage of the wind, able to catch Mid-Prairie napping just a little bit. And this Washington team, when its attack is firing, it is really, really hard to slow down. And a 3-goal advantage, comfortable as we've hit the halfway point in the second half here on the Southeast Iowa Video Network. 4-1 in favor of the Demons. It was 1-1 at halftime. Washington, even with some players changing positions a little bit, you have Ellie Farmer up front as striker. They're not going to show any signs of letting up. You just heard Mason Quigley encourage his team to not let Mid-Prairie out here, keep them penned back in their defensive third. It's hard to get goal kicks launched long against the wind like this, and we saw Washington take advantage of poor goal kicks against Keokuk in their last game. They won that 4-0. Looking like another momentum-boosting win ahead of their first playoff game against West Liberty next week. Nice turn there by Angeline Anderson. Out wide for Luna Cuevas. Turns, lofts it toward Carter. Was a good ball. Slightly past her, though, but Ashley Ramirez gets on it. An early strike at the near post. No trouble that time. That ball deflected. Trying to run onto this. Ellie Farmer sprinting for it. Wins it. Finds Luna Cuevas. Already has a goal to her name. Can she get a second? Ooh, and curled toward the far post that time. Hey, good effort there by Luna Cuevas. Difficult shot to hit near outside of the box that time. Peggy Miller taking a break. Carter also out for Washington. Anderson is back in, though. Maya Murphy back in as well. Kate Flannery making her first appearance of the game. Going to play out at left back for Washington. Had 2 really good games in the net. Replaced Allie Medley for those. Held off a free-scoring Fort Madison team for nearly the full 80 minutes before a late winner for the Bloodhounds. And then played the full game against Keokuk, where Washington held a clean sheet. Anderson back on it. See Murphy just playing a really, really high line. There's can be a bit of a disconnect sometimes when you do have that much separation between your lone striker and your midfield sort of 5 that plays it for Washington, but obviously with the long balls you can play into the wind. You can make up that difference in distance pretty quickly. Anamata clattering challenge there. Another one takes a deflection in favor of Mid-Prairie, but Flynn is offside. It was Kenna Robertson playing in just her 3rd game of the season for Mid-Prairie up front. Went through 2 challengers that time. Merged with it, but Flynn was in an offside position when the ball came back off of Robertson. It's always going to be a flag up from the assistant referee. Murphy's goal kick. Anderson challenging forward and wins that one well. Finds Ramirez. Poked out of play that time. Throw in here for Washington. Up comfortably with 15.5 to play. Farmer. Here's Anderson. Luna Cuevas. Back for Maya Brody, who strikes one. That's blocked. Ball clipped off of a defender there. Another corner here for Washington. 8th of the game for the Demons. They have just been relentless in attack here today. Really nice performance to end the regular season for Mason Quigley's side. So here Anderson on the corner flicks it toward the near post, and I heard Mason Quigley say, try it, and I think with the wind, he was encouraging Anderson to maybe curl that one toward goal. One of the more difficult skills in this game to score directly off a corner like that. Anderson with a smile mishit that one a bit. But something worth a try, up 4-1. Luna Cuevas gets it first after a deflection off of Farmer. Anderson, past one, looks up. Maya Brody, back for Luna Cuevas. She can hit this one. Mishit it though. Goal kick for Mid-Prairie. Golden Hawks trying to create anything in possession here. That's cut off by Maya Brody. Brody, really physical player at that defensive mid position. That's so helpful to have when you can just have a player be that destroyer. It not only helps you in defense, but when you can commit more numbers forward, when you are on the attack consistently, she can play higher up the pitch, challenge defenders and players who aren't as good in possession, and win it off of them and create a quick counter in a dangerous position for Washington. Maya Brody, very valuable to this team. Ramirez trying to find Brody here down this right-hand side. Brody hits it early, and in the end, right to the keeper there for Mid-Prairie. Goal kick taken short, though, and Washington right back on it. That's a foul and another free kick for the Demons. You saw what Anderson could do from a similar range just a few moments ago. Does she have another hit here? I am happy for my own sake to report the wind has died down slightly, but could still benefit Anderson here on the free kick. She does loft it toward goal, and it's caught that time. I believe that is Lily Flynn in net for Mid-Prairie. Hasn't played goalkeeper all season, but down 4-1. Coach Truman Shetler just trying to maybe let his players play a couple of different positions here with Washington in front comfortably. Coming out of play, it'll be a Mid-Prairie throw here. As 4 subs coming in. Bunch of new changes here for the Golden Hawks. One-two attempt looking for Cuevas, but it falls all the way to Murphy. Trying to track that one down. It's a run out of play, though, by Adeline Houston. Sophomore defender. Started every game for Mid-Prairie this season. Has been very busy today, though. Anderson looking up on this left-hand side. It's Cuevas. Finds Brody. Nice ball near the top of the box. Brody turns and keeps it going. Ellie Farmer. A touch. Tries to take it on. It's Murphy. Falls to the back post and in. And it's a 5th for Washington. A first of the game for Maya Murphy, who was just in a good position to collect that one. Ellie Farmer will tell you she was playing that as a pass. It might have been a slightly missed-hit shot, but it rolled for Maya Murphy, who, as the striker for this Washington team, is not going to miss from there. 5-1 Demons here with 10 minutes to play. So Washington in full control here. And a really nice way it'll be for the Demons to end the regular season. For Murphy as well. Her 7th goal of the year. Obviously in her senior season, so only has a limited time left with this Washington program. Celebrated senior day against Keokuk. Couldn't manage to get on the score sheet in that game. Came real close on a number of occasions, so it'll be nice for her to get a goal at home. She certainly won't be hoping it's her last, though, with that playoff game coming up against West Liberty next week. You can listen to that, of course, on the Southeast Iowa Video Network, as there's a crunching challenge that time by Kyla Kearns, who, to her credit, has made some nice challenges in this game, but that one, not so much. And Anderson will do it again from a central position, a long, long way from goal, but capable of hitting from this range with the wind. Already has a first. Angeline Anderson lofts that one. It's punched up and caught. Not deemed to have crossed the line. We don't have the benefit of VAR at this level, but Mid-Prairie escapes as Anderson puts another one on frame for Washington. That's a foul throw by Washington. It'll be a given back to Mid-Prairie. So the Golden Hawks just looking for any consolation at this point. Mentioned some common opponents. Mid-Prairie did play that West Liberty team that Washington will face here in 6 days. They drew with West Liberty 1-1, so better performance for the Golden Hawks in that one. Maybe Washington will hope that they can have a better result. Certainly a 1-1 draw won't stand in a playoff scenario, but if Washington can keep the scoring and the attack up that they've had here today, they can put themselves in a potentially a good position in their first playoff game. It's just been really impressive, some nice communication. Anderson, as usual, running the show in midfield. Been a really good connector. They've been really good in possession as 3 subs coming in. Jossie Carter back in. Ashley Ramirez as well. Peggy Miller back in at left back. Throw in the final third for the Demons. Throw goes long. It finds Maya Broody. She takes a look up, hits one. But in the end, not enough power behind that. Flynn in goal. This is her first appearance for Mid-Prairie since May 9th. Missed the last 2 games for them. Miller pokes that one out of play. It'll be a Mid-Prairie throw. Looking for a consolation with 6.5 to play. Ramirez, nice move to beat one defender, but couldn't keep it in play. It'll be a throw for Mid-Prairie. So Washington just in cruise control here with ticking toward 5 minutes to go. And for Coach Mason Quigley, he'll be really, really pleased with the performances in the last 2 games. Obviously, Keokuk was in last in the SEC, not the season they were looking for, but Washington able to take care of business in that one. This Mid-Prairie team coming in fairly evenly matched, at least on the statistics sheet. Scored a similar amount of goals, given up a similar amount as well, with rotating through a couple of goalkeepers, but Washington has just been able to assert their dominance. Bodes really, really well for what's to come next week as Maya Broody continues to just work hard, and that's one thing even in some of the losses this year for Washington. Win, lose, or draw, they have just continued to play for a full 80 minutes, have not switched off. Think back to that Fort Madison game a few games ago. They stayed locked in, had to, against a team that can score as well as they did. If they can replicate that form in the playoffs, there should be some real chances to do some damage for the Demons. They stay locked in against some quality opposition. Ball played forward. Chance to get one in there here, though, for Mid-Prairie. Murphy deals with it. Good cross that time by Addison Yoder, is making her fifth appearance, of the season for Mid-Prairie. Cuevas wins it back well for Washington. Still not all the way dealt with, though. It was not kept in. Touched forward to Cuevas. Taking it down the left wing. One back off of it, though. Anderson trying to switch it toward Ramirez. Can Ashley Ramirez run on to this? Stays in play and had to be cleared out. Be a Washington throw. Anna Mata coming back in. Izzy Murphy makes her way to the bench. Another strong performance for her. Talk about staying engaged. She had a bit of an error trying to head away a clearance that led to that first goal in the first half for Mid-Prairie, and responded really well. Has been disciplined when they've gone forward. Here's a hit for Anderson. No trouble that time for Flynn in net. But Murphy, it's that experience, staying engaged. You have to as a center back. If you switch off, it costs your team dearly with playing that position. So credit to her for just staying locked in. Broody not able to find Carter that time. Chelsea Carter not on the score sheet today. Anderson getting one as well as Maya Murphy, the other two leading scorers. They've been a little bit of a battle. Anderson now up 8-7 on her teammate, if you're looking for a little inter-squad competition there heading into the playoffs. Anderson back on it here. Chance to maybe hit one from distance, and had to be saved by Flynn in net. So another corner in the closing stages. Under 90 seconds to play. Ramirez will trot over to take it. Anderson staying deep outside of the box. Murphy up for it. Can Ramirez find her? It nearly gets to her foot. Out for Anderson, who hits it first time. Bounces through, and a chance on the ricochet, and not quite that time for Luna Cuevas. Already a goal to her name. Can't add a second for Washington. That'll be probably the last offensive action for the game for the Demons. We'll finish off the regular season at 8-7. Nice last couple of games. Really last 3 games. I know that Fort Madison one went down as a loss, but they played really, really well in that game. Here at Washington Wellness Park. 3 straight home games to end the year as well. We'll feel good to get even more comfortable with your home field before a playoff game at home. Final 30 seconds here. But a win in the books for Washington. Mason Quigley surely can't be anything but pleased with his side's performance excellent offensively today. Carter will just dribble it near the corner flag. Taken forward with 10 seconds to play, and that will do it for the regular season for the Washington Demons. They will head into postseason play where they will face West Liberty, but a nice, comfortable win over Mid-Prairie here to wrap up the regular season at 8-7. We'll kick it to a quick break before the post-game show. Your final from Washington Wellness Park, the Demons 5, the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks 1.
Kick it with Fairway all soccer season long with all the spring deals and variety you're looking for. Stay in the game with all the fresh deals and snacks to fuel your championship season. Make Fairway your home field advantage. Check out Community Profiles every Thursday, where our host, Greta Clemens, talks with people from around Washington about their stories and highlighting upcoming events. Make sure to tune in to Community Profiles every Thursday at 10 on the Southeast Iowa Live Facebook and YouTube page. Here at The Morning Breath, we start every morning with style and grace. Engaging you with thoughtful and critically thinking topics to start your day.
Did you know that Pop-Tarts are like horrible for you?
While always maintaining a professional and family-friendly environment.
John, you're no longer a virgin.
Oh, and all the other stuff.
Flowers. Yes, green the bottom. We talk on all over the world.
Out of There's another word for that, Peter. What do we call that? Cold.
It is cold. It's going to get
Weekdays at 7:15, only on the Southeast Iowa Video Network Facebook and YouTube page.
My name is Levi Lyle. I have lived in Kyoto my entire life, but I've been an organic farmer for about a decade. Truly, the reason to do business locally is because of the joy and fulfillment that comes in relationships. Coming to Professional Proteins is an opportunity to work with good people.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
There are places where all roads lead to families providing for their loved ones and their community. That's where you'll find us. Generation after generation, Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Attention Hy-Vee shoppers, introducing Hy-Vee Perks, your ticket to exclusive savings and rewards. Access exclusive perks, prices, earn gas discounts, and unlock special deals. All this for free. Join Hy-Vee Perks today and start saving.
Welcome back to Washington Wellness Park, where it was a cruise control for the Washington Demons as they win 5-1 over the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. This is the Mitch King Farm Bureau Financial Services post-game show, and it was all Demons in the second half. 4 goals for Washington after it was 1-1 at the break, and Washington just able to get comfortable. They absolutely exploded to start both halves in this game. The 4 in the second half, Angeline Anderson got one off of an emphatic free kick. Nelly Cuevas Cruz and Luna Cuevas both scored their second of the game in the second half, and Maya Murphy getting the 4th to seal it. Ultimately a 5-1 victory for Washington, and they were just impressive in attack all game. Scored against the run of play, given the wind in the first 2 minutes to really set the tone, and had just far more attacks than the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. They were good in defense as well. Izzy Murphy made up for an error in the first half that led to that lone goal for Mid-Prairie and was just an anchor as usual alongside Ana Mata. And a really nice run of form to end the season as Washington prepares for their first postseason game coming up against West Liberty. That'll be next week, Wednesday. They get 2 wins on the bounce and conceding just 1 goal. 5-1 today, 4-0 over Keokuk to end the regular season. So Mason Quigley really happy with his team. They end the regular season, 8-7, but we'll be looking for plenty more in the postseason. All Washington, really nothing more to be said. It was just a lethal attack going forward. Didn't have to deal with very many chances. Mid-Prairie just couldn't get anything going on the counter. And Washington, a variety of goal scorers, which is obviously another good sign. It hasn't come from one player really all season. And Angeline Anderson, if I'm giving out a game MVP award, it goes to her. Obviously got on the score sheet, which she deserved in the second half with a really nice free kick from a long range, and just was in command, controlling the midfield for Washington. It was a good connector, kind of switching the play, just had the Demons really comfortable in possession offensively. There's your post-game analysis. Washington cruises to a 5-1 win over Mid-Prairie. They will face West Liberty next week to start the postseason play, ending the year 8-7. Your final, once again, from Washington Wellness Park, 5-1 in favor of the Demons. For Jack Knowlton, my producer, Peter Camp, we will sign off here from Washington Wellness Park. We'll be back in action next week against West Liberty in the postseason. Signing off here. See you next time.